A Halfling Sonder, Sven's Story, by Illyria Valischin. These are infested with wood beetles. They're no good. I need you to go in and find all the destruction in the storage room and fast. Pull out everything. I have to check the tanning stretchers and make sure they haven't destroyed the hides or inventory. Mr. Letherthimble then storms back into the building, tossing the corner piece to the ground. All right? Sven says while following along. He walks straight back to the storage room and starts his search where the poles had been stored. Every wooden object, or anything that could feed them, is pulled from the shelves, stacking them neatly into piles in front of the room by the counter. Once he has finished with all the possibilities, he carries each pile out of the shop, making sure to keep them organized, so as not to lose anything that might need salvaging. Giving a satisfied nod, he dusts off his hands, then walks back to the storage room and begins to gather the rest of the items, taking them to the far side of the shop to keep them out of the way of their progress. Once all of the shelves had been cleared of everything, he walks to the back of the room and begins to inspect each individual one, looking for any and all signs of the wood beetles feasting in the small storage area. With each shelf, he slowly puts weight onto everyone, looking for any sign of give or waver. But as he does this, nothing gives way. However, while looking closer at the corner of the back shelf, Sven places his hand on the wall. Leaning in further, he applies pressure to his hand only to stumble forward, shocked as if his hand had gone straight through a paper sheet. He pulls it back through the melon-sized hole and gently presses along its edges, nervousness building up as the wall continues to just crumble apart until he reaches the back corner entirely, where the shelf he had been trying to see suddenly falls to the one below it. Sven looks more closely at the hole he has created, with realization of the whole corner is just starting to crumble before his very eyes. With an inward sigh echoing out on a held breath, he stands and walks out the front door, heading straight back to the corner of the building where the storage room had so easily opened up. Rounding the side of the building, his mind racing to find any damage along the outside structure. As he begins to look, a grimace quickly crosses over his face. The sheer amount of destruction is vastly visible. The entire side looks as if it had been shot with a shotgun, starting at the ground and going up to waist height in the worst places. Devastated by the sight that the shop will need some major repairs, Sven looks around to the other buildings and shops, seeing if they have been unknowingly affected by the wood beetles as well. Most of the buildings have nothing outwardly showing of infestation, except for one. The restaurant next door looks to have taken the full-on brunt of the infestation. One whole wall in the back is starting to bow out from the weight of the roof. Sven takes in a deep breath and heads back to the front of the tannery, walking back inside of the building now, the weight of destruction hanging in his head. Letting out a deep sigh, Sven calls out, "It looks like Mr. Glum's restaurant is infested." Mr. Letherthimble lets out a low groan. "Okay, I will go over and talk to him. Go see if you can have Willa hitch up Cleet to the wagon and get these beetles out. While she is doing that, go to Miss Allie and get her to make a potion to send these beetles packing." Sven gives a nod and leaves immediately, heading straight to see Willa, picking up speed as he sees her throwing some seed in the front yard. The chickens around her quite happy at the food being tossed about. "Willa," he calls out. "Hello, Sven. What are you doing here?" she says, blushing softly. "I wish I could say I was here to just see you, but your father sent me to get you. He needs you to bring the cart with Cleet. The shop has been infested with beetles." He sighs. Willa goes white with the news. "All right, I will be there soon." "How bad is it?" "Really bad. But I am going to help all I can, so it doesn't stop our progress too much." Sven gives her a reassuring smile. "Thank you," she manages to say as she tosses out the rest of the seed and heads off to the back of the house. Thank you for listening to my story. If you liked it, please Like and subscribe and hit that bell for notifications.